Hello everyone, my name is Harsh and a very warm welcome to all of you in this block state management course. And in this video, we are going to compare block listeners and block consumers. Before that, what are they? So in the previous video, we were working on this project. There is nothing super great about it. We click on this button, so it updates the block, okay, this block score, and we click on this qubit button, so it updates this qubit score, and we have created a qubit for it, which simply updates the score by 1. Okay, and this is the screen in which we were using. So we learnt about block builders, we learnt about block selectors. Okay, so now moving to the block listener. So how we use that? So now let's assume a problem. Okay, let's say when this score becomes 5, any one of them score becomes 5, we want to print block wins. Or if the qubit score becomes 5, we want to print or show a dialog qubit wins. So how we do that? So what I can do is, for now, on this block is awesome, I can wrap it with a block listener. Okay, so block listener as block builder takes two parameters. One is the type of block or qubit, another is the type of state. So in our case, since we have a rating qubit, okay, I just have to write it like that. So rating qubit, and there is no builder here. Okay, in case of block builder and block selector, we used to have a specific builder here. Okay, so there is no builder, which means this UI will not update on every change. This will be static. Then what's the point of listener? Listener is useful when you want to show a dialog or move to a navigation or do a certain UI task when a particular condition is achieved. So in our case, when the block score is 5, I want to show block wins. So I can show a snack bar here. So this is simply a code to show a snack bar. Okay, so I have just created a snack bar with the text block wins, and I am using scaffold messenger to show a snack bar. Now this will show snack bar on just about every tab. So if I do like this, it will say block wins, but I want to show when the score of block becomes 5, just for an example. Okay, so what I can do is I can use this state dot block score is equal to 5. In that case, I just want to show the snack bar. Okay, so I can just cut it from here, I can paste it here. So I can open the terminal, and even I can add a log here. So simply here, so simply a log block wins rebuild, which means I will get to know when the listener is being executed by printing of this log. And if I click on this, you will see block wins because the score is 5. Okay, so listener is useful when doing this kind of UI work. Now you might say, why we can't show this code inside anything else? Okay, like for example, if I just copy this code from here and try to print it somewhere else, like in our qubit, if the score becomes 5, I can use it here as well. Okay, so I can just paste it here, and I just need to import this block listener like material widget. But there will be an issue of context, which means I need to manually pass context here, and then I have to update it. So blocks suggest rather than passing context like this, you can use the functionality of block listener to do some UI updates. Now block listener also provides us an additional parameter, which is listen when, which means it will be only executed when a particular condition meet. For example, let's say you are doing some stuff and the state of your application is loading. So in that case, you can show alert dialog here like loading, and once that state change, you can hide that dialog. So it is useful in those cases. Now simply here I can do is, if current dot block score is equals to 5, then only execute this listener. And I can even comment this one from here. There is no need to check this. Okay, so I can just restart the app for now. So I can click on this and block wins rebuild. So now on the 5, it shows the dialog. I hope you got little bit about block listener. To be honest, I don't use block listener much. Okay, I mainly use block builders or block selectors. Now moving to the next widget, which is block consumer. Okay, now block consumer contains the functionality of block listener as well as block builder, so it is a bit heavy widget. So I also don't use that much, but for the demonstration purpose I can show you. So rather than using a block listener here, what I can do is I can just copy these codes and I can remove this block listener from here for now, And now here in the versus board I can use a block consumer. So simply a block consumer, it again takes two parameters, okay, qubit or block and a state, and it also has those parameters like build when, okay, builder. I can use the both parameters of block builder as well as I can use both parameters of block listener. So simply listener, and I can get it like this, and simply inside this I can show the dialog. So I can do it like this: listen when current dot block score is equals to 5, okay, or so I am just using a condition like this: current dot qubit score is equals to 5. If one of them is 5, simply show block or qubit wins. So what I can do is here I can add a kind of a condition here. So simply final, and here I can do is if state dot block score is equals to 5, then block wins, or else qubit wins. Okay, so like this. So we are sure that this code will be only executed if one of them is 5. So if this block is 5, then block, or else it will be qubit. So simply control save, and I can click on this. So it is updating. Okay, so I think block is already executed, so I have to do the for the qubit as well, and qubit wins. So this is block consumer. And if you want to know a little more about them, you can go to the official docs. So they say like when you want to listen for some state changes and want to update the UI as per the state changes, you use block listener. Okay, and there is also something called as multi-block listener. So when you want to listen for 2 or more blocks and qubits, you use multi-block listener rather than nested listener, simply like this. Okay, like we used to do for block provider and multi-block provider. And there is block consumer. So with this we completed this block widgets component. Okay, we haven't covered this repository provider and multi repository provider yet much, but we will be covering it in future. Okay, so that's it for this video. See you in the next one. Till then, bye bye.